Yeah, man. So we back in the club with our bodies rocking from side to side, side to side. Thank God
That was 2-0. Hey every pony, Epic Derpy is here and back to talk about Equestria girls. So, I know that there's a lot of controversy about it going on out there, but that's what I'm here for. Now, I know it was only playing in select theaters, so those of you lucky enough to see it in theaters, good on you. Those of you who are unfortunate, like me, and had to see it on YouTube, I feel your pain. But, yeah. Overall, my overall thoughts on this movie, I liked it. It had plenty of good stuff in it. Now, if you haven't seen the movie yet, you should go out there and see it before seeing this. 'Cause, spoilers! Sort of. And, yeah, why don't we just go over what I liked and what I didn't like. So, first off, what I did like was the music. And, well, specifically 2 songs in particular. The other songs were fine, they just didn't really strike me as interesting. But yeah, first song I liked was the intro, or the theme song. Sure, it's just a remixed version of the theme song that many of us skip over, but I saw no reason to skip this. I thought it was good. Daniel Ingram remixed it really well, and the visuals that went along with it were great. So, I saw no reason to skip it. And if you were in the theaters wanting to skip it, too bad. And the second song I liked was Helping Twilight Win the Crown. That song has been just rammed into my head so hard I can't get it out. But I like it. It's so catchy and so good. It puts High School Musical to shame. And I thank it for that. Because High School Musical was just terrible. But, and another thing I liked was Twilight's pony to human humor. Now, if you saw my past video, High Hopes for Season 4, you know that I went into this movie hoping to see that. And I got it, and I loved every minute of it. It's like, she first comes out, she's like, what's this? What's it? What are these? Ah! Then she runs on all 4s, but then quickly corrects herself. She's trying to walk on 2 legs. It's all just good. And unlike some other characters who go through a whole parallel universe thing and try to adapt to their new body, she never fully adapts. I mean, still, at the end of the movie, she's still dancing on all 4s. And that was just great. And, Pinkie Pie. Good God, Pinkie Pie. She sold this whole movie for me. I mean, even when she's a human, she's still pulling off her shenanigans. I mean, she's inflating balloons and just drifting off with them. She's popping in from the top of the screen and... But, specifically, the part where Twilight is gonna confess to the others who she really is, Pinkie actually manages to guess who she is. You're a princess from an alternate universe and you've come here looking for your crown because if you don't get back within a certain time, you'll be stuck here for a really, really long time? How'd you know about that? Just a hunch. Pinkie, that is not a hunch! That is just... You legit... And to make it even better, the pony version does the same thing! Oh god. Could you imagine if those 2 were together? Oh, Jesus. Oh. Yeah. Oh. She just sold the whole movie for me. She's the main reason I'm getting it when it comes out. But, moving on. Another thing I liked, and I sort of disliked actually, was the background ponies. Because, reason I like them is because you can actually make out a few of them. Some of them are actually identifiable, like Photo Finish, Vinyl Scratch, and, who is he? Golden Harvest. But the reason I didn't like them is because some of them didn't most of the humans didn't seem to look like background ponies at all. I mean, I don't know if whether they're just that good at disguising them for me, or if they just tried to go with different characters altogether. I mean, I think I saw a human version of Sassaflash, but I'm not positive. I'd have to watch it again. And some of the other characters seemed a bit out of character, like Cheer Lee, for example. In the Ponyverse, she's a school teacher, but in the human world, she is an ecstatic, emotional librarian. I don't get that. When did she ever try to shroud her true feelings and just put on a grin for everyone? I don't get that. It's like, I'm all exasperated. But, cheery face! I can't believe I just did that. Anyway, but that's off topic. And the Cutie Mark Crusaders as YouTubers. Yeah, since we don't have cutie marks in our world, instead what we try to do is find what makes us popular on YouTube, right? Moving on. And another thing I liked was Spike, actually, which, for me, is really strange, because, honestly, I'm not the biggest Spike fan. I mean, he's an okay character, okay, but he just doesn't really appeal to me. But he actually really got to me in this movie. He seemed like a really... Well, how do you put it? Well, let me just say it like this. We all know his relationship with Twilight. I mean, he's a #1 assistant, he's a good friend, he's supportive in every way, but here I think it's where his supportive self truly shines. He's not just being the librarian's assistant. He is literally helping Twilight get through this struggle. They're in this unknown world, they don't know the customs, they don't know anything, Twilight has no idea what to do, but Spike is there all the way. I mean, heck, in that one part where they're in the library and Twilight's like, I didn't think of a place where we'd stay overnight. And Spike's like, got you covered. And he makes a bed out of books. I mean, it's not the perfect thing, but still. He did what he could, and Twilight admires that. And I admire that. He's just... I don't know why. His character just really struck me this time. And that's not to say he wasn't supportive at all in the past 3 seasons. I mean, yeah, it's just here it really shows. And it just blew me away. So, what I did not like about this movie. Well, one thing I actually noticed before the movie came out, and when all we saw were just the cover photos of the characters and stuff, was that the main 6, at least their human form, they're all drawn on the same scale. And what I mean by that is, it's not that I don't like the art style or the animation or anything, it's just that the characters seem to be drawn on a same basis scale. Like, if you took away all their design and everything, you'd see they're part of the same art frame. And yes, I know all the ponies in Equestria are like that, but no, in the human world we see more variety. The background ponies have more variety than the main 6. What the hell's up with that? I mean, the only thing really different about the main 6, other than their colors, is like their hairstyle. That's about it. I mean, other than that, they're all wearing, like, blouses and skirts. What's up with that? I mean, I know that girl best friends have a tendency to wear the same kind of clothing, but at the beginning of this movie, they're not friends. You gotta remember that. So, but that's just nitpicking. Another thing I didn't like was this movie felt a bit rushed, and that seems to be something that's reoccurring ever since Season 3 start. I mean, Keep Calm and Flutter On was rushed, the season finale was rushed, and now this movie feels rushed. Heck, the movie is only an hour and 13 minutes long. Now, a standard movie is about an hour and 30 minutes long. Why didn't they use the rest of that time? I mean, they had Twilight in the human world for 3 days. Why? That's not enough time to really do anything, let alone adapt to the culture. They had at least 20 minutes they could have worked with, and they chose not to do it. So, and because of that, it felt like some of the stuff was hand-tossed at last minute. Just, they had more time to work with, and they chose not to do it. And, let's see, another thing I didn't like was, well, actually, what I think may raise a lot of controversy is that the main six in the human world are not the same as the main six in the pony world. And actually, that's not my issue. I understand that, actually. This is all part of the parallel universe theory. Though they may be the same embodiment, they're all from a different upbringing. We've seen how the main six as ponies had developed. We have no idea what happened along with the human main six, aside from what they've just established in those first introductions. So, we don't know what their upbringing was like, how were they raised, what have they done, what have they not done, everything like that. In fact, the only characters who were supposed to be the same between the worlds was Twilight, Spike, and Sunset. So, yeah, but my issue with that was I had to constantly remind myself of that. And this actually only kicked in after I've seen the movie. I just kept on running it through my head. I'm like, oh yeah, parallel universe theory. Boy, I hope the rest of the fandom realizes that, because otherwise they're going to be screaming, no, these human main six are nothing like the pony main six. What the hell's wrong with you? Yeah, it's nothing like that, guys. The human main six are not supposed to be like the pony main six. Different upbringings. Remember that. But yeah, having to constantly remind myself of that, it can get a little distracting, but overall, it's just a nitpick. So, oh, yeah, forgot. Another thing I liked, actually, was the villain, Sunset Shimmer. And main reason I liked her, well, actually, for probably a few reasons. Mainly because she was just a normal pony. She wasn't a spirit of chaos, she wasn't some corrupted alicorn, she was just a normal pony. Kind of like Trixie. But to be honest, I actually hate Trixie. Why I hate Trixie? Because, in short, Sunset Shimmer actually had power. Trixie was just a loudmouth and had no power. That pretty much sums it up. And what made Sunset Shimmer worked is, of course, she actually utilizes all of this. I mean, she spent all this time in this world no pony else has seen. She's managed to corrupt the whole school and managed to get Twilight's crown, which turned her into some demon freak. I don't know how that works, but I don't know. Either way, she had the capability, she has the power to back up her words, unlike Trixie. So, yeah. That's one thing. So yeah. She's not my favorite villain, but she was still a better villain than Trixie, in my mind. And, oh, yes, Derpy was in it. Derpy was in it. Take that, Hasbro. Ha! Thought you got rid of her forever, but you're wrong. But yeah, if you guys didn't catch Derpy in the movie at all, during the song, helping Twilight win the crown, if you happen to look in the bottom right corner, and you'll see her head as she kind of walks through the lunch aisle. Or, if you don't spot that, just watch the end credits. She eventually just rises up with them, holding a muffin. It's brilliant! Yes. So yes, this movie was good. I mean, it's not the best thing to come from the franchise, but it is definitely not the worst. If you even call yourself a brony, you should at least see it once, and then pass your judgment. Or, if you had no judgment, you should still see it at least once, so that you can be on the same page as the rest of us. So, yeah, until next time, herp-a-derp.